Yeah.
Yes, I see it right next to it. Hey, check 1 2, check 1 2. How's that volume in the back? Can you guys hear me okay? A little louder? Good? Okay. Sweet. All right, thank you.
Yeah, I watched that video. Yeah, I don't know why you guys are talking. That's so weird. Are you just keeping the top? No, yeah, we looked into it. And, yeah.
So Sebastian area. So I'm going to introduce it just to say next week. It's going to be Sebastian. North area construction engineer.
CHP needs to be there this second, something like that. That might be. That's good.
5 days.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, yesterday was what, Wednesday? Tuesday was like brunch day. Yeah. Yeah. I know, and it just keeps going. Always. Always. I know. Next time we should just take those seats. I can get these guys to start. Did you? Get those guys. I'll call them out. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. I am Matt Brady, the District 1 Director, and welcome to the 2019 Workers Memorial here for Caltrans. And I want to thank right off the bat Maintenance for securing this location, PIO for setting this up, and of course the Del Norte County Fairgrounds for allowing us to use this venue. Up until last year, we had always been hosting this event in Eureka at the district office. But starting last year, we decided to move this event onto the road. So we had this down in Ukiah. It was very successful. We got to meet a lot of people that we don't usually, that usually can't participate in this event. So we thought going from one extreme to the other, this year we'd move from the far south to the far north. And that we're really excited to see so many of you that we don't, again, get to see all that often. That being said, this Workers Memorial, we'll also be having another one statewide in Sacramento in a couple of weeks on the west steps of the state capitol. So that'll be April 25th at 11 a.m. If those of you can be there, that'd be great. Otherwise, it will be streamed live on our website. Speaking of streaming things live on the website, there's many of you that are probably watching back at the district office or in the construction field offices, the maintenance stations, etc., down in Ukiah, Eureka, etc. We're streaming this live on Facebook Live as well as YouTube, I believe, as well. Safety. We're all hearing a lot about safety. It is our #1 goal, as all of you know. As our director, Lori Berman, you'll often hear her speak that we're trying to get to 0 deaths by 2050. So what does that mean? Does that mean just 0 deaths for our maintenance workers, our construction field personnel? No, it means more than that. It means also our contractors and the traveling public. Unfortunately, too many of our workers have lost their lives, perished in the line of duty. And today, the reason we are here is to honor 189 workers that have lost their lives while working for Caltrans. Unfortunately, 17 of those workers died here in District 1. This is always a bittersweet event for me and for everybody that participates. It is sweet because we get to share this with our Caltrans family members. But the emotional side of us remembers that we have lost our part of our family serving for the public. You might recall that last year we were at 188 fallen workers through Caltrans. Well, we increased that, unfortunately, within the last 12 months by 1. A gentleman by the name of William D. Kasdorf back in September fell 50 feet from a Route 163 overpass down in San Diego. He was a lead worker on a landscape crew, and he fell over the center divider wall and down an embankment to his death. He was a 19-year veteran of Caltrans. He leaves behind a wife and 2 small children. At Caltrans, when we lose a member of our family, we all feel it. This is a reminder to all of Caltrans employees, as well as the traveling public, that they need to be safe when they're driving on our state highways. Motorists are encouraged to slow down in work zones. They're also encouraged to move over when they see a Caltrans vehicle with its flashing amber lights in a freeway zone. Of course, we also need to thank the California Highway Patrol for their presence in enforcement of our maintenance and construction zones. Our speakers today will include 4 gentlemen. The first one will be Tom Fitzgerald, who is our Maintenance and Operations Deputy for District 1. Dan Ramirez, our Maintenance Manager 2 here in District 1. Area Construction Engineer for Del County, Sebastian Cohen. And CHP Lieutenant Larry DP, the Crescent City office here. After the speakers, we will have the reading of the names of the District 1 fallen workers. And then following the reading of the names, there'll be a moment of silence right after before my closing comments. With that, Tom.
Thank you, Matt. And let me just say good morning, everyone. And again, my name is Tom Fitzgerald. I'm the District 1 Deputy Director for Maintenance and Operations. And it's an honor to be here with you here today to remember our fallen Caltrans colleagues. I'm very happy to be here in a year when we won't be adding to the number of cones for District 1. I'm also equally saddened to know, as Matt mentioned, that as a larger Caltrans family, we did fail our objective of having 0 worker fatalities this year when we lost William Kasdorf in District 11. Like many of the 189 employees lost since 1921 at Caltrans, William was a field maintenance employee. I know we are here to honor, mourn, and remember our fallen, but we're certainly here to reflect on these 189 tragedies in order to strengthen our commitment to work together as a family to ensure that there will not necessarily be a 190th in the years to come. I think the general public that sees our workers' memorials and our worker safety campaigns might think that Caltrans maintenance workers are the first and foremost in what we think about when we think about worker safety. And there is a lot of orange in this room, but if anyone sees this memorial as a field maintenance thing, or mainly field maintenance, I'd like to ask that we expand our concept of that and include in our thinking all of our Caltrans family. And there's 2 good reasons for that. Number 1, because we all have skin in the game. A lot of us may spend more time out on the highways than others, but certainly our colleagues in construction, surveys, but less time in the field, but also in people in project management, planning, design, geotech, environmental, the list goes on, and I know I'm leaving people out, but the point is that we're all out there, we all work in the same environment at times. Almost everybody at Caltrans has hard hats and vests and works in this environment, and we can work together to make that a less hazardous environment. And that's the second reason, is that if we're going to sustain zero worker fatalities, it will absolutely take more than just us working safer in a dangerous environment. It's going to take us working together to make that environment less dangerous for all of us. Last year, when we held this Workers Memorial in Ukiah, I announced that District 1 management had adopted a strategic implementation plan that includes an initiative for us to emphasize worker safety in all the transportation projects we deliver. Today, I can report that one of the outcomes from that initiative is a new position, a new engineering liaison position. And this liaison will be involved in every District 1 project to ensure that worker protection features are incorporated into the projects, and that those features are developed as the project moves forward and built before that project is accepted. Our mission statement says we are here to create a safe transportation system. Our vision statement says we value our people, and our number one goal is for a safe transportation system for our workers and the users. If we're going to make this happen, we need to endeavor to do our own jobs safely. And we need to endeavor to do whatever we can in doing our job to make someone else's job safer. I want to thank you for being here both in person and for those of you streaming this from your offices and conference rooms throughout the district. Be safe out there, please. And then I want to introduce our maintenance manager, Dan Ramirez. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each of you for all the countless hours and days that you put in this winter. I think it's important that we also recognize your families that have also endured this winter with us, supporting you guys. So make sure you please thank your families for us. We're here today to remember our 189 fallen brothers and sisters that have been killed in the line of duty since 1921. Since I started with the state, 43 family members have fallen in the line of duty serving and protecting the public. 43 in 30 years is a sad, staggering number. It really just brings it to home. That's not very long. 30 years is not very long to have 43 people fallen. For all of us, remembering our fallen is not only a respectful thing to do, it is also a way for us to reflect on the incidents and to look for ways to prevent these future incidents and tragedies. None of us want to see another family impacted by a loss on or off the job. None of us want to see any more cones added to the 17 you see here today, representing the fallen in District 1. Threats to your safety over the years have increased. Distracted driving is now extremely common. 30 years ago, we didn't have to worry about people texting and driving. Besides people driving using their cell phones, we must now worry about people driving impaired from drugs and alcohol at any time, day or night. Then making the decision to get behind the wheel, putting your lives at risk. Our partners at the CHP are working hard to remove the impaired drivers from our highways, making it safer for you and your families. But they can't be everywhere. We all need to stay alert, watching out for the impaired drivers. We should always assume that many of the motorists on the highway today are impaired or distracted. What you do is very important. You, through all your hard work and countless hours, are making a highway safer for all of our families, ensuring they make it to their destination safely. What you do is also very dangerous. We need to always look out and look for ways to improve our safety. Your safety depends on you following your safety guidelines. Remember, these guidelines are there to protect you. They're there to ensure you have a long, happy, healthy career and retirement. Always remember your own safety and do everything you can to prevent putting yourselves in a dangerous position, resulting in a tragedy. Don't get complacent while working on our highways. Remember, there are vehicles very close to you moving very fast. All of us need to watch out for our partners next to us. If you see them doing something unsafe, stop them. Look out for the errant driver, use protective vehicles, follow our safety guidelines, and always leave yourself an escape route. Once again, please be careful and thank you for everything that you do. I'd like to introduce Sebastian Cohen, Area Construction Engineer. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Hello, thank you for being here. My name is Sebastian Cohen. I'm a construction engineer for District 1. My staff and I are responsible for working with contractors, subcontractors, various organizations and agencies to construct projects, perform necessary emergency repairs, all the way from Arcata up to the Oregon border. I'm honored to be here today representing our critical Caltrans staff, construction industry, and I want to talk to you about the highest priority we have, obviously safety. And we're here to pay respects to those too many who have unfortunately paid the ultimate price in pursuit of ensuring that we all have a safe and efficient state transportation system. Heavy construction by itself is already a highly dangerous occupation. Couple that with the daily risks of vehicles driving through, adjacent to, and through our work zones, our highway construction projects are likely to be one of the most dangerous situations any of us will experience on a daily basis. While safety has always been our highest priority, as you heard from our district director, we have a renewed effort to make it even more profound. We definitely need everyone's help to help this be successful and achieve these goals. 0 deaths is a significant, hopefully achievable goal. It will take a lot of work from all of us. I'd like to quickly remind everyone today about a handful of hot topics that we all should consider when visiting, working on, or driving by any of our work zones. Vehicles. Vehicles by themselves should be considered weapons, potential weapons, especially when used incorrectly. Technology these days, as you just heard Dan talk about cell phones, everyone's using cell phones. They essentially are miniature computers. That's great in many respects, but what it does is significantly increases the risk of distractions. Given our climate, our geology, even during the wintertime, we have a lot going on. Emergency projects, maintenance is always busy. Given our rural routes, our limited alternative routes because of our rural nature, all that in the wintertime and in the summertime means that there's more delays to the traveling public. They tend to be more upset. That means impatient drivers, upset drivers, distracted drivers, all of that equals an increased risk for those of us out there in the field. So what can we do? First thing is act defensively. Just always think defensively. Ask yourself, what will I do if a vehicle loses control and starts to come where I'm standing? What will I do if that operator that's operating that piece of equipment doesn't see me? What if he moves to where I'm at? Is it safe to be where I'm standing? Basically, what do I do if X, Y, or Z happens? Always ask yourself those questions every day. Always be knowledgeable about the project you're visiting. If it's a construction project, an ongoing project, talk to the resident engineer. Every project has a code of safe practices, but even above that, every operation changes daily on every job. So know what's going on that job, not just know about the job, but know about that day's operation. If you see something, speak up. If you're concerned about something, speak to someone about it. You'd much rather feel like it was a little bit of a dumb question, if you will, but it's not. It could be the difference in between saving someone's life. If you're thinking about it and they're not, talk to them. Believe me, they will appreciate it. We always continue to work to protect our highway workers and contractors via our designs, via how we do different construction methodologies. However, we can't control the behavior of drivers. Drivers need to slow down, watch out for our highway workers, and safely move over when passing. Luckily, we have this new move over law. Hopefully that helps. Summer will hopefully be starting soon. With that, our official construction season should start. Given our limited season, we must do all of our work within a small window up here in this area. We all know that. That means more tourism affecting us, more traffic, and what we will see a lot of once this starts is bicyclists. Be careful of those. We always, especially in this part of the region up here in Delaware County on 101, bicyclists are a big deal. All of these factors result in an ever-increasing demand for us to pay more attention and to be cognizant of safety around us and around every project. When something happens to the people we work with, it's emotional for all of us. The tragedies we have experienced 17 times in this district are simply unnecessary. We must continue to prioritize safety for our workers, contractors, the traveling public, and everyone who comes to visit the projects. Remember that if you see something, please say something. Again, thank you for allowing me to speak today in remembrance of those who have paid the ultimate price. Thanks. Next up is Larry DP, the area commander.
Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that. But anyways, thanks for having me here today. I really appreciate the invitation to come here and share in this event with you guys. Since the day I came on with the CHP, I've been very impressed with the relationship between the CHP and Caltrans. And now that I'm a commander for the CHP, I can see that it's deeper than even once I thought. I mean, we truly are on the same team. We wear different uniforms, but our goal is the same. And like I said, we are absolutely on the same team. It's really nice to have friends like all of you out there to be there for us when we're out there on the side of the road and we need help. Every time we call, you guys are there for us. Set up closures, set up cones, watch our backs. Even when we don't call, you guys are there for us. So I just wanted to get that out and let you guys know that we really appreciate everything that you guys do while we're out there. And I'm talking about everybody from boots on the ground through supervisors and managers. You guys have always been there for us, and we really appreciate it. So something to remember, besides what these gentlemen have already said about the safety and everything, without you guys keeping the roads open, keeping the highways open and the freeways open, law enforcement, us, any of the other law enforcement, fire, medical response, paramedics, we can get to where we're going to the emergency. So you guys are the ones out there truly making it possible for us to do our job. And you guys are also the ones out there when it's raining, when it's muddy. Last week we had some horrible slides, and I tell you what, when I'm watching those slides happen and you guys are standing right by them, it's chilling to know that you guys are that close to something that's that unsafe. I went up and visited Last Chance Grade. I don't know if you guys have heard about Last Chance Grade, this project that's going on just south of town here. But I went up there when there was a slide, and you guys were up there trying to clear it out a few weeks ago. And I went up there to check it out, and I was going to snap some pictures. And I started getting close, and I looked over the edge, and I thought, no way. Nope, I'm not getting anywhere closer. But you guys are out there working with this huge equipment, trusting the equipment, trusting the road. And that really brought a peace of mind for me to know that, hey, I can drive on this road and it'll be safe for my family. So I really appreciate that. And when I'm driving around and I look at what you guys are doing, I think to myself, like, I can do half of what you guys are doing. I mean, not a chance. And I've been on the highway patrol for about 20 years now. And then when I'm driving by you and I see you guys with the cones and cars going by you guys, I think to myself, now that is a dangerous job. Truly. With what I do, I'm looking at you guys like, nope, I wouldn't do it. You guys are front lines. So anyways, I'll keep it brief, and there's not much more I can say as far as safety and stuff, just that, hey, we're all on the same team, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and know that what you guys are doing is just a tremendous asset to the community, keeping everybody safe. And on behalf of myself and my family, my 8 and 10-year-old, and the whole CHP, thank you for what you guys do.
Well, thank everybody for being here today and reflecting on safety. It's so important that we do that occasionally. Now we're going to start the actual ceremony to honor the fallen workers. And what we'll do is we'll read the cone bearer's name, the person who lost their life on the job, their position, and what year the accident took place. So the first cone bearer is Greg Baird, and he's placing a cone for James D. Archer, 1921, and he was a maintenance superintendent. Next, Jared Johnson is placing a cone for Clarence Arthur Turner. He was a laborer, and the year was 1927. Now, Ryan McKenzie is placing a cone for Ernest Hames, 1944. He was an equipment operator. Mark Rote is placing a cone for Oren DeWar, equipment operator, 1946. Michael Caldwell is placing a cone for Weldon Edgman, 1946, equipment operator. Jeremy Burrows is placing a cone for Donald H. Jacobs, 1953, equipment operator. Mike Howard is placing a cone for Charles L. Eslick, 1956, equipment operator. Sean Donovan is placing a cone for George M. Leatherwood, senior highway engineer, 1957. Todd Jackson is placing a cone for Wallace L. Chapman, 1958, assistant right-of-way agent. Now we'll turn our attention to Danny Figueredo.
Welcome. Kevin Pratt will be placing a cone for George W. Stavig, who was a maintenance worker, 1964. Amber Williamson will be placing a cone for Reno E. Redding, maintenance worker, 1968. Garrett Earhart will be placing a cone for Stanley W. Gordon, 1969, maintenance worker. Zach Lesnick placing a cone for Daryl M. Tallman, maintenance worker, 1969. Troy Branham placing a cone for Arthur L. Boone, maintenance worker, 1972. Steve Crozier placing a cone for William Abar, equipment operator, 1983. Matt Brixey placing a cone for Daniel Broski, engineer technician, 2005. Robert Green placing a cone for Annette Brooks, structural steel painter supervisor, 2017. Could I get you all to stand, please? Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you.
Every day, every moment that you're on the job site, you need to be aware of your safety and your surroundings. Have a plan before you enter. Talk to your coworkers. Communicate with CHP if they're present. And of course, always be safe. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here in Crescent City for the event.